tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake fans gon' pile up. I need peace to borrow, get that shit right back tomorrow. Somehow all the fans go bravo, smile so much.
You guys, next story up. Congratulations are in order to the Brat, mama named her, Shantae Harris. You guys know that she has been, her and Big Booty Judy, mama named her Jessica Dupart. You guys know that they got married. Was that last year or year before last? They've been married for a while. They have been together for a while. And if you watch the show Brat Loves Judy, which I did not watch, I mean, I've seen a couple of little episodes, but I didn't watch it regularly. I know that they were trying to have a baby. Okay. And the episode that I had saw in particular was Brat being emotional about finding out that she may not be a good candidate to hold the baby for whatever reason. I'm not sure if she had fibroids or something, but on this episode in particular, she had found out that she might not be able to carry, which they could have still had Judy do the carrying, but they wanted Brat to experience it since Judy already had 3 children. So, you know, they had some emotional episodes about that. I don't know whatever else happened after that, but now we find out that the Brat is indeed infanticipating. Now let's go back again. They originally got pregnant, from what I remember, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but back around this time last year, they had announced that they were pregnant. They actually announced on the very same day that Rihanna announced that she was pregnant. I remember them as well saying that they were pregnant. Their pregnancy kind of got washed away with all the excitement about Rihanna saying that she was pregnant. So people didn't really pay much attention to that story. And then all of a sudden that story died away. We didn't hear anything else about it. I don't know what might have happened on the show, but Judy's stomach never got bigger. I had assumed that maybe she had quietly experienced a miscarriage or something like that. And you know, that they were just moving forward. But fast forward till today, you know, now we know that the Brat is pregnant, that she is she said she finished her first semester. Okay, she finished her first trimester she told Sherri Shepherd on the show. I think that's where they actually announced that they were pregnant, on Sherri Shepherd's show. But I think they said that she was 18 weeks. She puts her right around 5 months pregnant, so we can expect a baby, a summer baby, okay? June, July time. So I'm happy for them, okay? It is the strangest thing to see. You know, it's sort of like seeing the Brat, which we knew that she was in this lesbian relationship with Judy. I just never thought that I would see Brat pregnant, okay? Because not that there's any rule book on how these relationships go these days, because back, you know, when we knew folks was gay or whatever, like it was a masculine woman and a feminine woman, and the same for the men. It was a masculine man and a feminine man. But now, honey, it's all types. You got feminines with feminine girls and masculine guys with masculine guys, and you know, like masculine girls with masculine, like it's no rule book, you know, you just love who you damn love. You know, you can't even really say, I mean, you can look at Brat and just say, okay, I think we might have considered her being a more masculine lesbian, but then she wears makeup, you know, and she does her hair in all of these ways. And so, you know, there's no blueprint on how folks need to be perceived as a gay person these days. Okay, everybody is just living their life however the hell they want to. Okay, and but it's still interesting to see the Brat in that way, and I think she knows that. That's why, you know, she's also just kind of like laughing, like, "Girl, can you believe I'm pregnant?" You know. But they look happy. They actually look very happy. There was a story going around. What is the girl's name? She used to be on TMZ, and apparently she had interviewed Lisa Raye. And Lisa Raye This video had surfaced where Lisa Raye is saying that she did not know that they were pregnant and that she found out from social media. Okay. And this was making everybody be like, it's clear that the Brat got issues with Lisa Raye, and because she's hidden a lot of things from Lisa Raye. I feel like the Brat almost is afraid of Lisa Raye and has decided to just kind of put her out of her life, in certain ways, just so she don't have to deal with it. The toxicity, maybe. I don't know if she's toxic or not, but that kind of thing. Something goes on there where the Brat don't want to be dealing with Lisa Raye. Well, when that video came out, Judy was in the comments because the blogs were reposting the video. And Judy said this was actually from a year ago. The person that actually posted this video did this interview a year ago. And she's talking about the first time that they were pregnant. And she didn't know anything about it. But we had already resolved all of this. She knew that the Brat was pregnant. The person that posted that video is just really trying to get clicks and views and likes and create problems basically in the family, knowing that didn't pertain to this time, this pregnancy. Everything is good. Lisa Raye knew, and Lisa Raye don't need this kind of scrutiny, especially since she's trying to bury her mother. You guys know her mom just died. You guys saw the picture of her mom. She looks exactly like her mom, like exactly like her, with like a, if Lisa Raye put like a older woman wig on, she would look exactly like her mother. But, so Judy did call him out, like, this is just irresponsible journalism. Somebody is just trying to, pick a sore, basically. We wasn't even everybody was aware of this situation, and here she go posting this old video. Now, the woman was actually in the comments too. The woman that had the original video, she was in the comments and she was like trying to call Judy out and saying like, well, where did I lie and what did I do? And such and such. I just posted the video. And I was just like, are you really trying to double down on you being wrong? And you was being messy. Okay, putting out a video like that, knowing that has nothing to do with this particular pregnancy. Okay. So I didn't blame Judy for calling her out because she was wrong and she was trying to capitalize on an old story. So everything is good. Even if Brat and Lisa had their issues, Lisa Raye, not call her Lisa. Even if Brat and Lisa Raye had their issues in the past, they worked on it. Yeah, I'm sure that Lisa Raye looked like she might be a pickle to deal with. Okay, but they are still family and they love each other. And we know how family shit can go, so get out their business, let them be happy. What you guys think they're gonna have, a boy or a girl? For some reason, I look at Brat's stomach and I see a boy, okay? She's holding pretty full and, like everything is right here. It's big, so it looked like it might be a boy in there, but we'll see, you guys. When I know more, I'll let you know, but congratulations to the happy couple.
I hide my sorrow, state the shaky and vibrato. I can't hold a frown too long.
All right, you guys, next story up. So I'm not really clear on why this is such a big story, but maybe you guys can enlighten me, child. So the BAFTAs was the other day. The BAFTAs stand for the British Academy of Film and Television Arts Film Awards. That was on the other day. I don't know if it was on, but it happened on Sunday. And apparently Ariana DeBose was announcing the, I guess she was supposed to be announcing the women that were nominated for Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress or something. And she did like this very campy type of rap, kind of danced through the aisles and did all of that. I mean, we've seen people do similar things like this on the award shows over the years. So I didn't know why all of a sudden this was such a big deal. Of course it was corny and it was, but people was really, they didn't make this girl feel so bad that the girl then took her social media down. Now, yes, it is very campy and kind of, cringy to watch and all that. But for people to just go so far and just have this girl feeling so bad about things that she takes her social media down, like, that's That's online bullying almost. In the video, she actually says, Angela Bassett did the thing. I was like, what's the thing that she did? I think she meant to say did her thing, you know. Child. Anyway, it's not that big of a deal, but child, they didn't gave this girl the blues. They didn't gave the girl the blues. They didn't turned it to a meme. People are talking about how they can't keep, you know, they can't stop watching it over and over. And I'm sure she feels humiliated, but it was probably something that she could laugh about that day. But child, since then, honey, folks have really just been giving her a hard time about it. Oh, Ariana, girl, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. People gonna forget about this, you know, they gonna move forward and all that. But for the life of me, I can't understand why people were so upset about it. I mean, why y'all giving this girl a hard time? Bless her heart. Y'all leave that girl alone. Move on to the next story.
I can't stay down too long. Running from pain.
All right, you guys, next story up is your girl Brittney Griner. She has now signed a 1-year contract with the Phoenix Mercury basketball team. That is the team that she already was playing with before she was detained in Russia for 10 months. You guys also know that she played overseas in Russia and had been for many years, but ended up getting out there, getting arrested because she had a vape pen that they said had cannabis oil in it. So they jailed her, and right when we thought that she was about to go off to the harsh winters of Russia and work in the prison, then we found out that in a high-stakes swap with Russia, they traded her for arms dealer Victor Booth. I think it's his name. I didn't write it down. I'm just going off of memory, you guys. Y'all know how this memory is, but so she's back home, and I'm sure after she had to get reacclimated with her life here, she did say that she has every intention of going back to playing basketball, so this doesn't really come as a surprise. And that the Phoenix Mercury always said that they would be happy to have her back in, you know, whatever timing that she needed to take. We know that she missed the 2022 season because she was over in Russia. So now for the 2023 season that begins in May, Brittney Griner will be on the court, and good for her. Okay, now she signed the 1-year deal. It's $165,000, which is not bad. Okay, actually it's $165,100 is what she signed to. A far cry from what our men make in the NBA, but still $165,100 is roughly about $15,000 a month. So I'm sure she will do fine on that salary. But it's still very eye-opening that the women don't make as much. I mean, I know the reasons why women don't make as much. You know, they don't get as much support you know, as the men do, and you know, there's reasons why, but it's such a big difference. Like, damn, you know, it's like, I'm sure there are some that are making more. I'm sure that there are some that, you know, make more than that. But still, when you talk about people having $43 and $45 million contracts, it's like, whew. But we've always heard that they keep the WNBA on just for almost nostalgic reasons, and that organization doesn't really make any money, that people don't really support it. You don't really see WNBA games on the TV unless it's like playoff championship time. So, I mean, it has its reasons. Even I know that we need to be more supportive of it if we wanted to grow and make more money and all of that, but that's neither here nor there. Congratulations, though, to Miss Brittney and to the Phoenix Mercury. It'll be good to see her on the stage. Not the stage, you guys. See her on the courts once again. All right, you guys, I'm going downhill. I'm starting to feel like I need to go lay down, child. So let's get through this. All right, you guys, somebody brought up the emasculation of Black men that happens in our media today. And the reason why this topic is out there is because of the recent Ebony cover with Jonathan Majors, who is in the new movie Creed 3 with Michael B. Jordan. And on the cover, he has on I'm not sure if it's fur or some real big, real big, sassy, furry, fluffy kind of coat. He has on what looks like no shirt underneath. Looks like he has on like bell bottoms. He has his legs crossed. He's got on like, his shoes or whatever. It kind of gives you the feel of like the 70s. It's kind of a 70s look. I'm not sure if his jeans had like a window pane look to them or whatever, as I'm just picturing it in my mind. I don't have it right here. And then he's sort of like he's blowing a kiss to the camera. And people had a problem with that cover. Said that, this is a further emasculation of Black men. The picture is a little sassy, okay? The picture is a little sassy. It's not something that we haven't seen people do even back in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and stuff, and Black men too. So, it just kind of depends on how you feel about these things. But yeah, I guess if I look at the picture, it does seem a little sassy, I think that it's not just happening to Black men. I think that they do that to kind of stretch the gender norms of men, period, we saw Harry Styles in a dress, and we've seen white men as well get put in this situation. First of all, I don't think they're getting put in anything. I'm sure that they have some say on how they are presented in the spreads that they do for these magazine shoots or whatever. So I'm sure that Jonathan Majors was okay with what was put out there. A lot of times those things are done for shock value or also to just get your attention. So, it sort of is what it is. It's where we are as a nation. I don't know if it's good or bad. I just know that that's what it is now, and if the man want to wear big, fluffy, furry coat with no shirt and, jeans and his shoes and stuff, then so be it. I don't know if I don't know if I've contributed anything to this conversation. I guess I'm really bringing it up for you guys to talk about it in the comments because, but we see it all the time. And even when you see Michael B. Jordan, like when he does his interviews, like you don't know, like there's trends to the fashions, and I guess I'm mostly comfortable with traditional trends, but you also have to understand that when the trends happen, it changes. Michael B. Jordan in his interviews, in my opinion, dresses very feminine. Okay. Most of the time he just looks like the outfit that he looks like something that a woman can have on. Okay. So, but it's menswear, so it's just sort of like, that's what the trend of the fashions are right now. Child, I don't know. But yeah, that picture, let me see if I can pull it up so we can, y'all can have something to go off of. Give me 1 second. This is not actually the actual picture that I was thinking of, but this is one of them. My battery is about to die. But you see how he has on his boots, his jeans? Honey, that look nice to me. Child. But it was actually looks like there was a bunch of different shots for the Ebony, shoot. My man looks good there. There's a lot of shots, and I guess it was sort of like a Valentine's Day shoot. So he's in red, there's red roses, and all that. I think most people were mostly interested in his body, but the actual picture that I'm looking for, I don't even see it in here. But y'all look at this one. Ooh. Oh my. Child, you can say what you want about Jonathan Majors' face, but honey, that body is right. It is all the way right. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Creed movie. I love the Creed movies because I am a Rocky's fan. And I could tell from the very first Creed, I was just like, oh, they would be stupid not to make this be the same trajectory that Rocky did. You know, Creed, each movie, he's gotten more advanced in his career, making more money, you know, and all this. So I'm assuming, just like in Rocky 3, when Rocky played fought Mr. T, that this movie is now, you know, he's gonna be like this big boxing star and all of that. So yes, but I do enjoy the Creed movies a lot, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one. I wonder, is Sylvester Stallone in this one? Do you guys know? Anyway, you guys, I'm getting off topic, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that happens. I'm not sure if it just happens to black men, though. I think that it is, you know, that I'm not saying that they are emasculated, but I am saying that they bend the norms of these fashion trends when it comes to men to kind of shock us out of what we are used to, and just kind of seeing them in a different light or whatever. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think about that, what you thought about that ebony cover. It was a visual virtual cover that Ebony does. That's what the magazines do now, because really don't nobody buy magazines anymore. But you guys let me know what you think about all of that.
Running from strain, running from things, running from schemes.
All right, you guys, next story up is actually pretty sad. It's a pretty sad story, and it is an update on Bruce Willis's condition. So I talked to you guys before and told you that the family had come out and said that he has some form of dementia. They weren't really sure exactly what was going on, but whatever the dementia that he had, it was causing him to have problems communicating with people. So they have, you know, removed Bruce Willis from the scene. Like, he's not out there anymore. He's sick. And now we find out exactly what the diagnosis is. It's called FTD, which stands for frontotemporal dementia. So I'm assuming that something in the front part of your brain, what do they call them, the lobes or whatever, the front part has something to do with your communication. That sounds like what has been affected. I'm not a doctor, so my real rock star doctors, or, you know, anybody in the field out there can, can pretty much let us know if that's what the situation is. But frontotemporal just sounds like the front lobe of the brain is where the communication is, and that's what is being affected as far as Bruce Willis's speech. And we know dementia means that it is a degenerative disease. There's no healing from it. There is no medication that stops it. It's going to progress. I think you can slow it down. Well, now that they have an actual diagnosis, and now they know, what medications that they need to give him to maybe possibly slow it down. But the story is so sad because, I mean, anybody my age has to love Bruce Willis, okay? Everybody was in love with Bruce Willis when he was on Moonlighting with not Sydney Sheldon. What was her name? I can't even think of the name of the girl, the blonde lady, but it was like it was such a sexy romantic show. And then he went on to do the Die Hard movies. Like, one of my favorite roles is him in Pulp Fiction. And I mean, Bruce Willis has been in all of the action, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Rambo type, he is that person. And then for us to hear that he is suffering from this disease and that there's no cure, and it's just very, very sad. I actually just saw a video of him on a roast just in 2018. So that was only 5 years ago, and he looked great. And even when they post the pictures of him with his family, he still looks good. He still doesn't, he still looks good, but we haven't heard him, or seen him talk. So I'm assuming that there are issues there, that's the reason why they have kept him off of the scene. But very, very sad, you guys, very sad. My grandmother died from Alzheimer's. Mr.'s great-grandmother died from Alzheimer's. Mr.'s stepmother, we believe, had Alzheimer's. It's just such a it's just such an awful disease to have, you know, and for him to just be in his 60s, he's not even really old, you know, for him to already be experiencing the same with Mr's stepmother. She wasn't old either. She was in her 60s, I want to say, early 60s, and then she died. So, you guys, I'm sorry, excuse me. The family did put out a statement. They put it on Demi Moore's Instagram. You know, Demi Moore is no longer with Bruce Willis, but she did have 3 children with him. Rumor, Tallulah, Bell, and what was the other one's name? I think I wrote it down. Rumor, Tallulah, Bell, and the other one, I can't think of it. And then with his new wife that he's been with for some years now, they also had 2 children. So, but Demi Moore, because she's the celebrity, she's the star, I'm sure they put it on her Instagram, her social media, so she has a far wider reach of people that will know what's going on. And, you know, just said that if people wanted to look up the information to find out more about it, then they're free to do it, but they're letting everybody know exactly what it is that he has. But yeah, it just makes me so sad. Loved the Die Hard movies. I can remember going to see the first one in the movie theater with my God, did I see that with my brother? I can remember totally going to go see it and just loving it. I think I might have seen it a few times in the movies, but just, yeah, it's sad. And like I said, Pulp Fiction, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I remember, you know, Bruce Willis's character in that movie as well. So hopefully they'll get the medications that they need to kind of slow it up. But it is just really sad when you see that, like, our young childhood stars suffering. The same with Michael J. Fox, who for a long time had multiple sclerosis. Was it multiple sclerosis? I think it's multiple sclerosis. No, not multiple sclerosis. Not multiple sclerosis. He has Parkinson's disease, like what Muhammad Ali had. But just that same, like Michael J. Fox had that from when he was in his 20s. And, you know, we've seen it progress, but very, very slowly over the years. But now when you see him, you can see that it has pretty much taken over. He can barely talk. He shakes a lot. It's just so sad to see things like this happen to our celebrities. But he's a spokesperson for Parkinson's. He still wants to be out there, you know, and bringing awareness to the disease. But it's the same with Bruce Willis. Like, those things just make me so sad to know that they're going through this, because these are people that we loved in our at least in my childhood. So, or, you know, my young adult age. And Michael J. Fox, yes, definitely my childhood, watching Family Ties back then. So our prayers go up to the Willis family. And hopefully they can make him as comfortable as possible, and even get some, you know, get some medications that will help him, you know, add some quality to his life, however much longer it is. Okay. Next story.
Frown too long. I can't stay down too long.
All right, you guys, next story. So this situation with Cher and AE. Mama named him Alexander Edwards, child. Now, y'all know that is Amber Rose's second child. What was that child's name? Slash? I think that child's name is Slash. She named him after the Guns N' Roses guitar player. But she had that child with AE, okay? And they had a relationship for a minute, and then she found out that he was messing around with a whole bunch of women, so they broke up. Okay, then it looked like he done landed on Cher's porch, her front porch, and Cher has now taken a liking to AE, so much so that they consider each other boyfriend and girlfriend. Now, listen, the heart wants what it wants, and you love who you love, but Cher is 74, 75, and AE is somewhere in his mid-30s. And you can see how this could be concerning, okay? When you have a Cher who is a celebrity, who is worth the upwards of $400 million, you've got this boyfriend, already come with a checkered past. All of a sudden, he is very much interested in her underwear. All of a sudden, he's very interested in her, and what started out as a friendship, now they're saying that they are engaged. They're saying that Cher showed up on Christmas Eve somewhere with a big old diamond ring on her finger. And I guess the intention is for them to get married. Now, they haven't put a story out that they're getting married. Cher has said that she believes that he's very intelligent and he's very handsome. But this is not her first rodeo, and that she's not stupid, and she understands what, their whole relationship is about, but, Cher has let us know that she's not crazy. She's doing what she wants to do, but she knows where things are. But the family, she has 2 sons, Chaz Bono and Elijah Blue. They ain't feeling this relationship because now there's whispers that Cher is going to leave her fortune to AE, whenever she does go off to glory. And this is the problem. Okay? It's funny because when celebrities and when people do this, when people have all this money and they know that they're worth more when they're dead than when they're alive, and then they die and then they leave it all to some random ass, newcomer in their life, it makes me feel like they don't like their family to begin with, that their family probably has been mooching off of them for many, many years, and she's just over it. Now, I don't know if that's what the case is, but it just always makes me feel like when people get to that age and just want to live their life just as freely as they can and make all these crazy ass decisions, including leaving their big ass fortune to somebody like an AE. Yeah, it just makes me feel like, okay, what's the problems in that family? Okay, because she could still be with him and she could still leave her money to her people if she really wanted to, So now everybody is concerned, and I guess they're going to probably try to get Cher declared incompetent or something so that they can get a hold of that money. $400 million is a lot of money. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. I'm sure that the family could get the money, but it would probably be held up in court for many, many, many years. We saw what happened with what's old girl, the blonde model from Guess, what is her name? Anna? I can't even think of her name, but you guys know who I'm talking about, right? The one who was married to the old ass billionaire, and she did get some money, but for the most part, the family fought her in court, and she didn't get nowhere near what she thought she was going to get, but it kind of puts me in that same kind of thinking, like, and we know that man was over all of his family. He was sick all of them, and here she come. And if he want to have this buxom blonde beauty in his face, all the time, and if she gonna bathe them and make them feel good, I guess he was like, oh, I'm gonna put this billion in your pocket. So, the family was like, oh, hell, fuck no, so that's what Chaz and Elijah now are doing too. But it's just rumors. Like, we don't know for a fact that they're going to get married, but it is a little concerning. I mean, if I was them kids, I would be concerned as well, because we know that there are vultures out there who are trying to get a hold of your money. And when you somebody like Cher, okay, you got to be more careful. So, I mean, I understand. They better get something in writing from that woman, because honey, she done got dickmatized over there with this young man over there, spinning her around and bending her over. Which is so, like, disturbing when you really think about it, because it's just sort of like, Cher is granny at this point. Cher is still legendary. Okay, half-breed, you're the only one. Half-breed. Y'all know I ain't gonna miss an opportunity to sing Half-Breed to you guys. I mean, Cher is definitely legendary, but a 35-year-old man with a 74-year-old woman is just kind of, yes, we would be stupid if we weren't concerned, all right? But maybe it's all good. Maybe it's all good, y'all. But just letting you know, Chaz and Elijah was like, oh, no, I don't think so, AE. Okay, take you and your golden dick somewhere else. Oh, shit.
From pain, running from strain, running from things, running from schemes.
And then lastly, you guys, it seems that Eminem, rapper Eminem, mama named him Marshall Mathers Jr. He is trying to fight a trademark that Giselle and Robin from the Reasonably Shady podcast, okay, the stars of Real Housewives of Potomac, they are trying to trademark their podcast, and Mr. Mathers has said that it is too similar to Slim Shady and that it can confuse people and have them think that he is connected to that. It could be damaging to him, you know, that he's been using this shady moniker for many, many years, and he's trying to stop it. Now, I don't know how we're going to do this. I mean, shady is a word that is used so widespread now. Even if Slim Shady is not similar to Reasonably Shady. I'm not going to think of Eminem when I think of Reasonably Shady because shady is a widely used term, okay? Maybe when he first started, people weren't really saying shady. Then you know, maybe back then. But today, I don't know how he's going to do this, you know? Do you guys have you guys thought of Eminem when you've heard that Reasonably Shady podcast? I didn't think of it at all. But yeah, he's trying to put a stop to the trademark because he says that it's going to confuse people and they're going to link his brand with theirs. I just want to know, would you guys link Reasonably Shady to Eminem? I don't think he has a case there, but what do I know, child? I am not a rock star lawyer. But y'all let me know what you think about that. But I'm done, child. I'm done.
In this space, I'm uncomfortable on good days. I'm uncomfortable on bad days. I'm uncomfortable with my soul. I'm uncomfortable with my heart.
Nigga, my nose is running. I done wiped it so much. Y'all don't see me wiping it, but I'm just like, I'm over it, y'all. Let me get off of here. Make sure that you thumbs up. Make sure that you thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm It's Rox. The channel is It's Rox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar.
Frown too long. I can't stay down too long. Look, running from pain, running from strain, running from things, running from schemes.
Can I have my shoe?